Right, good evening, everybody. So the cameras are on and live. We'll be in the room shortly. For those of you listening in, we have to bring the dog in with us tonight because our dog hasn't been too well. So just so you know, that we will have the dog in the room with us. He's on the mend, but he hasn't been great. So just so you all know, if you hear any strange noises. Otherwise, we'll start and commence shortly, as soon as we've done everything downstairs that we need to do. So cameras are set up and ready to roll. So I'm just putting them up here now. So hopefully all is good. Well, try him. He'll follow you up. Go on then. I'll bring him up about.
He wants to go with you. He wants to go with his daddy.
Yeah.
He wanted to
Yeah, he does.
follow.
He follows him around
Wanted to
everywhere.
follow up.
Never leaves him alone.
Yeah. Yeah, little scrap.
Oh, I've just got to boost the
Hey?
time. I've just got to go downstairs and boost the timer for the heating. That's it.
Where are your cushions, Paul?
They, that Warren's moved them.
Are there all of them up there?
Because I put them over the arms for when I do meditation.
Oh, I'm with you.
The arms, it's too hard on the arms,
Yeah,
those
yeah.
wooden things.
I thought that doesn't look like Paul's
No.
chair. It got no cushions in it.
I'll turn these on.
Is it switched on?
Pardon?
Is it switched on?
It's switched on, yeah.
Come on, Charlie.
Take my money out so it's not jingling in me.
Good boy.
Oh, good.
Well done.
Good.
Oh, stay there. Come on in. Through here. Up you go. Come on in. Over the gate. Stay there a second.
And I've sorted the thing out with Nabs now on a separate way of getting in touch with him.
Oh, good.
Going this way.
Uh,
Charlie. Come on then. This way.
Come on, Baba. Come on, little man. Oh. Oh, no.
So Charlie's the medium for tonight. You a good boy? Yes, you good boy. Yeah, yeah.
What, you got on the seat?
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't it funny?
Look.
I think what we'll do tonight,
Leave the door open
I'll pull the curtains down.
and leave the
Turned
door
all the
open.
lights out on the landing.
And leave the door open.
Leave the door like that.
Yeah.
No light's really going to come in from outside because
No, it's dark
I've switched
anyway.
everything off downstairs.
Yeah.
The only bit of light coming through is through the bathroom glass above the door.
Well, it doesn't.
And it's only street light. There's two curtains there. You're in the wrong seat, Charles. That's the wrong seat. Doggies don't do mediumship, Charlie.
Come on,
Jump down. Come on. Good boy. Oh, bloody hell. Lie down then. There you go.
I wonder if I go on the floor. Come on.
You gonna go on the floor with him? Will you be comfortable there?
Yeah.
Okay.
you want a cushion behind you?
No, I'm fine.
Plenty of cushions here if you need them.
Yeah, I've got cushions there.
All right.
Yeah, Baba.
Go on then. Lie down. Good boy. Go lie down.
Come on. Lie down. Good boy. Lie down. Lie down, darling. Come on. Come on, you'll go settle. He'll settle. He'll probably settle.
Oh, you'll settle down, sure.
He will. And if he comes over, I can pet him.
Yeah, turn this on. This will should get him to settle down. But turn the light down.
Yeah.
won't it?
Yeah, that's it. There we are.
Well, here we are. Should we say good evening to all our friends that are listening in around the globe? Of course, you're most welcome, as usual, to join our circle. It's lovely. Just to let you know, we've got the dog in with us tonight. I'm sure he'll settle down. Oh, and also just to let you know, and I'll remind you at the end of the evening as well, we're not sitting next Tuesday because the medium has daytime commitments and it will run up into the evening. So next Tuesday we won't be sitting. Right, so now we'll say hello and good evening to our team and the spirit world. Lovely here lovely to be here again with you all. And what we'll do, as normal, we'll start the evening going, start the music going, and we'll leave everything in your hands as usual. And I know you do anyway, but always bring us truth, love, and light. And we'll start the music going.
Flatfoot once more joins you all in love and in joy and in service to the Great Spirit.
Hello, Flatfoot.
Hello, hello.
Flatfoot, for the first time tonight, comes amongst you to open our gathering and will stand tall in the doorway between both worlds, as he always does.
Thank you.
Thank you, Flatfoot.
Flatfoot instructs you to increase your light in the room a little,
Right.
for the animal
Yes.
be disorientated without it.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Right.
Yes, we've done that.
Flatfoot now will, for the first time tonight, say bye-bye, but will return later. Flatfoot says bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Flatfoot.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes. See, he sits on his arse now that if you put the light on.
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
If I was in the dark, I'd walk round and round, Mr. Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah. The doctor's going to come in a little while.
All right.
See if we can put some healing into him for you.
Oh, thank
Oh,
you
that'd
very
be
much.
lovely.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thank you.
We got to pull the animal.
We
yeah.
have.
Yeah. Bless him.
Our
Oh.
best friend.
You can put your light down a little, Mr. Paul,
Yes.
just enough so you might be able to see where he is, but not so much it's irritating upon the mind of the medium.
Okay.
Right.
Noticed how I said irritating on the mind of the medium?
Yes.
Because it's not my problem.
No.
The light doesn't affect me in the slightest, but it's how you lot have all developed
Right.
in the
okay.
dark.
Yes.
Of course, you need it to develop physical things. It is somewhat essential, no matter what anyone says. There are exceptions, of course. People who've developed it differently, but that's fair enough. But that's not everyone. They are exceptions.
Right.
So the darkness is essential.
Right.
Because we were using ectoplasm energy, won't we? And you
Yeah.
don't want that
Yes.
to burn anyone.
No.
If it ever came out, we'd have to treat it carefully. We won't be using it. Obviously, we wouldn't even think of using it with a doggy in the room.
No.
Right.
Fine.
But that's fine because we're working on other things anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely.
My intention is to try and speak in my own voice.
Yes.
That is my hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be fabulous.
That is my hope. So if everyone keeps sitting in the right way, I understand tonight you can't sit in the right way because of him.
Yeah.
Mm.
But hopefully he'll be all right. You're all right on the floor there, aren't you, Cora?
I'm quite happy, yes.
Are you?
I am. I'm happier here than on the chair, actually.
Are you really?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Easier on my back.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. That's fair enough. Yeah. On the floor, I bet you've been there a few times in your life, haven't you?
Yes.
A few too many drinks later and down you go.
Oh, that's it. Slide down gently.
Yeah, that's good, isn't it? Listen, I was happy, Mr. Paul, with how we commenced last sitting with Nobby.
Yeah.
I'm glad I was able to get through to him. But it seemed that there was some confusion with contacting each other.
That's right,
I
yes.
assume that's been fixed
It's
now.
all sorted now.
So
yes.
you know how to do it correctly?
Yes.
Oh, that's all right
Yeah.
then. So if it needed to be done again, you'd know what to do.
I can do it. Yes, I can. It's all can do it for free now. It was costing money last time
Yeah.
to do it.
Who was it costing, you or him?
Mainly, it was costing Nobby.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
For the first, yeah. For last week. Yeah.
Well, it cost you a farthing, did it?
Yeah. Well, I spoke to Nobby a few days beforehand, or whenever it was, but it was only on the phone very quickly, and it only cost me about £2, I think.
Oh, right. Ah,
So I don't know how much.
is that a
it's
lot
cost-
of money, is it?
No.
That's a year's money, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it was in your day. Yeah.
That'd be a lifetime's money.
Mm.
You must be loaded. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Oh, it's nice to hear from you again.
Yeah, it's good to be here. I'm just looking at him.
Yeah, okay.
I know the doctor's going to come and see how he is shortly.
All
He's
right.
lying nice and quiet. He is now, yeah. He was walking around and banging his face off stuff before
Yeah.
because he had him in the dark.
He
Yeah.
was coming under the chairs.
Yeah, because he couldn't see them.
Mm.
He's blind in the dark like you lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. So that's good. I'm pleased that everyone's all right, but I'm most pleased that our last meeting here went very well and that all was according to plan
Yes. Yeah.
and that we were able to speak and demonstrate that what we know, that we are independent. You see, people who do listen into this, of course, they'll be thinking to themselves, well, oh, isn't this amazing? He knows what somebody on the other side of the world is doing.
Mhm.
He
Yeah.
knows where they are and what's happening. But it's not just that. That information was being given to me from someone else.
Right.
And it was being passed to me by a close person to Nobby.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. And the point is that we don't do it for entertainment purposes.
No.
People who are sitting at home should be sitting as though they're sitting with us.
Yeah.
So they should be blending their thoughts with our world as best they can from their position.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the reason we do it, why do I try and pass on messages? It's to illustrate not only that other people can communicate when the conditions are right, but it's also to illustrate to people that I am a separate entity from the medium.
Yeah.
I am separate to him.
Yes.
And that's one of the ways in which I can demonstrate it, is to show information that is only relevant to somebody in a different country,
Yes.
that the medium doesn't know,
Yeah.
who's going about his life in another country and the medium doesn't speak to him.
Yeah.
No.
Therefore, I'm able to get that information correct, so it goes somewhat towards demonstrating and illustrating to people that I am a separate entity, separate to the medium's brain, mind, and him entirely.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I
Yes.
mean
Yeah.
there?
Yeah.
Quite.
Yeah.
That's good. Ah, you right, dog?
I think he's asleep.
Yeah, he's relaxed. It's good.
He's relaxing.
Mm.
Yeah. We'll see what we can do for him.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, the
think-
Dr. Fisherman's going to come later.
Yeah.
The fishy
okay.
doctor.
Yeah.
I
Right.
think he's happy in the atmosphere in here.
Yeah, it's good.
I think he's feeling what we're feeling.
Well, why don't you lower your light a little bit more, Mr. Paul?
Yes. All right.
And hopefully you won't notice you've done it in the end.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
So, Auntie Cora, you all right?
I'm fine, thank you.
And how is your boy?
He's doing much better, thank you.
Are you sure? All good?
Yes, more positive each day.
Jolly good.
Mm.
I'm pleased. And hello, Sue, if you can hear me.
Mm.
With your feet up and your big socks on.
Yeah. We haven't got Sue tonight because she's got a very bad cold.
Yeah, she's got the diseases, hasn't she?
Yeah.
You're all diseased, you are.
Yeah.
Too
That's
much
one
of it.
thing to be certain about. Compared to me, you're all diseased because there's no illness where I am.
Yes.
I've not been ill in hundreds of years. That's a
brilliant.
new record. I'd put the doctors out of business in your world.
Yeah.
Mind you, someone should.
Yeah.
They should.
Yeah.
Mm.
They haven't made any of you lot better lately, have they?
No.
No. No.
No, exactly. So I'm delighted that we can be amongst you again. But I know that we're going to continue a little differently to normal tonight. Because I know Mr. Monty wants to come and speak.
All
And
right.
I think he wants to try and take most of the night.
Okay.
If he can. And he wants to try and take most of the night for the people who are listening in.
Yeah.
Lovely.
So what we're going to do, Mr. Paul, in a moment, I believe what we will do is to invite Dr. Fishman to come and try and work on your animal.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
And that won't require anything else to happen in this room to do it. You'll just sit for a short time.
Right.
And then what we'll do, he will take his leave. We're going to release the medium back to you for a short time.
Yeah.
In that time, we want you and everybody who's listening in to sit in the quiet. You can put your music on,
Right.
but we want you to sit quietly for a short time,
Yeah.
and then Mr. Monty will then come of his own accord when he's ready.
Okay.
Right.
And he's got a group of people working with him as always. So hopefully between them they'll be able to answer any questions that people have in some form.
Right. Lovely.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I will just say that I will just say that I believe that I'm understanding it right, that yeah, that your own development, Mr. Paul,
Yeah.
you understand you have to move past this hesitancy thing.
Yes.
But you need to move past that in your own head.
Right.
You understand?
Yes.
Does that you understand why I'm saying that?
Perfectly.
You
Yes.
need to get past that. You make more of a problem of it than there needs to be.
Right. Okay.
Up in your head.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. You just need to carry on as you are.
Yes.
That's all.
Okay.
Just carry on as you are.
Yeah.
You know, for what it's worth,
Yes.
kind of thing.
Yes.
Just carry on as it is for what it's worth.
Right. Thank
Just
you.
keep going.
Yeah.
You know, don't get too. It's not that important. You know,
Okay.
if you understand.
Yes, I do. Okay.
Mediumship and all that. You're developing. You get where you get, but it's not life and death. Well, it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, well, in some respects it is, I suppose. But it's not really life and death.
I know what you mean.
Anybody out there who's living it and breathing it all the time, and it could, you know, you got it all wrong. Then it needs to just be what it is,
Yeah.
and you accept it for what it is. You don't. It's not an ambition.
No.
It's not a challenge, and it's not a competition,
Yeah.
and it's not a career, and it's just something that can be,
Yes.
and that's something that can, as a part of nature, be.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's all. So there's nothing to worry about. Has there been something absent? I'm talking about your most recent visit
Yeah.
last night.
Yeah.
Someone talks about something being or someone being absent.
That's right.
Is that right?
Yes, it is.
I don't know what that is, but there's something about someone was absent
Yes.
that would normally be there.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah. Is that a good thing? Watch what you say there. Anyway, whatever that's about, did you do all right last night, Mr. Paul?
Yes, I think so.
Because, well, all I'm saying is that something was absent.
Yeah.
I'm aware of that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying these are joined in as far as because you did all right was because something or someone was absent.
Yeah,
I'm not
correct.
saying that.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe I am. I don't know. You interpret in your own head
Yeah,
and
I
watch
know.
what you say to the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, just a point, I don't know what went on. I'm
No.
being told by someone on our side that someone was absent.
That's correct. Yes.
And that you did okay.
Yeah.
You didn't do so bad. You didn't beat yourself up too much.
No, I didn't. No,
Um,
that's right.
Yeah. And what's this about ribbons? Hang on a minute. Have you been somewhere recently where someone's talking about ribbons?
I think so. In
Using ribbons
yeah.
to read people's
Yes.
auras.
Yeah.
or to read people psychically.
Yes.
Is this something that's happened recently?
Yes.
Because someone's talking about this, and they're saying that those things are not bad exercises for you.
Yeah. Yes.
Do you understand?
Yeah, I do. Yes.
Are you pretty good with ribbons?
Funnily enough, yes.
Yeah. Well, you see, what? Hey, I'm good, aren't I?
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
I don't know how to do it. I do. I'll just be dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, be as dead as I can, and then people tell you stuff.
Yeah.
Somebody's talking about ribbons, and you seem to be all right at it.
Yes.
That's all right. Will the medium know any of this?
Not at all.
Well,
Nothing whatsoever.
Him in the chair don't know nothing about all that?
Nothing at all.
Good. Well, keep it that way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
That
definitely.
allows our conversations to be much more private then, doesn't it, between you and I?
Yes.
Yeah, because we're mates, aren't we?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Actually. Yes, it's lovely.
And Auntie Cora over there.
Lovely.
It's a shame about Sue can't be with us, but she's probably at home with her big thick socks on, all woollied up.
Yeah.
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 Hmm.
Yeah. 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 She'd be at home somewhere, we go, what a load of rubbish this is. Yeah, anyway, those things that you're doing with the ribbons are good, because in order to develop, the mediumship has to be there.
Yeah.
You understand that?
Yes. Yeah.
You can develop psychic ability just by the manipulation of brain patterns.
Yeah.
Brainwave activity is purely what allows psychic phenomenon to be felt.
Right. Yeah.
It is purely through the brain. It's the brain's ability to receive and transmit that allows psychic receiving and transmitting. You can alter the brain waves of a person and they will be psychic.
Yeah. Okay.
That is guaranteed.
Yeah.
Anyone's brain pattern and brainwave function amended in the correct manner,
Yeah.
they will become psychic. That's a fact.
Right.
But mediumship is not the same. Mediumship, whilst it requires the brain patterns to amend into a certain form so that the psychic is more active, mediumship does need to exist. It needs to be something that you're capable of.
Yeah.
In the same way as not everyone's capable of writing a song or singing
Right.
in
Yeah.
tune.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
people can with practice. Some people struggle, but they get somewhere with practice. And some people are opera singers.
Yeah. Yeah.
And some people are downright shocking
Yeah. Yes.
and can't sing a note
Yeah.
and shouldn't be allowed out in public if they're going to try.
Yeah. That's
You know,
right.
that
Yes.
kind of thing.
Yes.
So it's the same with the medium, as you call it, the
Yeah.
medium.
Yeah.
And it's either there or it's not. And so in order to find out if it is there, you've got to develop the psychic first.
Yes.
Or your psychic ability has to be present. Some people it's very present.
Yeah.
Their brain waves are in that manner. So the more you practice psychic ability, the more you help the mediumship. But the two must never become confused with each other.
Yeah.
I can demonstrate and illustrate psychicness, but mediumship is different. That requires people at my side to
Yeah.
tell me what they need to tell you.
Yes.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah,
Yeah. It is. It's fascinating, isn't it?
that's right. Yes. Yeah. For instance, it must be now, I've got a gentleman at my side, Mr. Paul,
Yeah.
and it says it's your brother Clive. But he says his name is James.
That's right. Yes.
But you all call him Clive.
Yes.
And he says it must now be, he believes it now to be around 14 years, 14 years, I think, he said.
Yeah.
15. Since he passed into our side.
Yes. Yes. It is. Yes.
What is it?
Yeah. It's oh, hang on, I've got to do it on my fingers again.
Use your
Right.
fingers, that's what God gave you them
Yeah.
for.
Yeah.
You used
Nine,
your fingers for
10,
counting
11,
people, how long
14,
people have been
15,
dead and
16,
picking your own nose.
19,
Calculating
Digits.
20,
digits.
21, 22, 23, 20. It's 15.
There you go, 15.
Yeah, wow.
Thank you.
Yes.
I knew it was 14 or 15.
Yeah.
I just wasn't sure if I heard it.
Yeah. Wow.
I heard 13
Yeah.
and I couldn't quite work out. You see, I struggle.
Yeah.
And it must have been close to around this time of the year when you were concerned about him. It would have been towards the end of January into February that there would have been concerns, I think.
About him, the things were going wrong.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it would have been around this, probably around this time, near on, not far short.
That's when things started going wrong.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Yeah, and that leads us then to springtime, almost springtime when he left your world.
No.
Is it not?
No.
What's the connection with the spring then?
With the spring.
Yeah, March, April time.
March, that somebody left close to me.
March.
Yeah.
That's springtime.
So so I'm going to March in April time.
Yeah. Yes.
Now, I'll explain to you, Mr. Paul, I'm using my psychic ability
Mhm.
and I've just turned it round to point at my world.
Right.
And using the ability of, all I'm doing is using my psychic mind
Right.
and I'm turning it round to point oh yeah, thank you. Someone's just said, try and imagine a satellite dish or an aerial.
Yeah.
I've turned my psychic aerial
Ah.
round and pointed it in the direction of my world.
Yes.
And there I listen to who's coming. And sometimes I have a good reception and sometimes I don't.
Yeah.
So
Understand.
you're using the psychic ability. So you've learned to be psychic and point your psychicness
Yeah.
out at people and you can pick that up.
Yeah.
So you could point your psychic. So the ribbon is giving you something to focus on.
Yes.
And that ribbon is what you're focusing on, but you can do it without the ribbon. Just
Yeah.
remove the ribbon.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes. Yeah.
And then you point your psychic side out at a person,
Yeah.
and then you tell them all you need to tell them about them.
Yeah.
Well, do exactly that, but turn it round and point to our world.
Right.
Point your
Yes.
aerial right back here,
Yes.
and you'll start to feel us better.
Brilliant. Thank you.
That's really what I'm trying to explain.
Yeah.
Your psychic aerial needs to be pointed round.
Yeah. Makes
So your
perfect sense.
So your brother's talking about March.
Yeah.
He talks about he talked about the spring, and I was going to March, April is what I said, and you
Yes.
recognise March,
Yes.
which is about as spring as you need to get.
That's
isn't
right.
it?
Yes.
And he talks about the number 7.
Right.
The number 7.
Yeah.
He's telling me to remind you about the number 7.
Right.
Remember the number 7?
Yeah. There's a 7 in it, in the number.
Pardon?
There's a 7 in the actual number that I've got on my mind.
Right. Okay. Mr. Paul,
Mm-hmm.
can you put your light up, please? I want to show you something.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Can you see my hands?
Yes.
Why is he doing this?
You're steering.
And then he says number 7.
Oh gosh, I can't think then.
Can you put your light down again?
Yeah.
Because I've shown you what I wanted to show you.
Okay.
Yeah. He says you should remember it's something to do with driving and a number 7.
Oh gosh. Oh, Anthony, I can't think. It'll come to me, no doubt, when we finished. I can't think. Driving number 7.
He's
Yes.
talking about cars and number 7.
Yes, got it. Yes.
He's showing me driving number 7.
Yes.
Did he
yes,
win a race or something?
Yeah.
He tells me that he's raced a car.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Did you go with him?
I have done on one occasion, I think. Yes.
He tells me that he raced.
Yeah.
He did racing.
Yeah. Yeah. And the engine, the actual little car was called. You have to know what it's called.
Yeah.
A Lotus Super 7.
Right. So do you understand that?
Yeah, I do
Now
know.
what? Tell me again. Is him in the chair likely to know that car and how it connects with your brother?
Absolutely not.
You sure now?
Yeah, definitely.
You can say that with certainty.
Absolutely certain.
Because I don't want anybody listening in from around the world to feel that he should, that you'd have any shadow of doubt.
No,
about that.
he has no concern. No, I've never spoken about this before. No.
What was it called again?
A Lotus Super 7.
There you are then.
Yeah. And that was the name of his racing car.
Right, there you go.
Yeah.
Now, all I've done, Mr. Paul, is what you need to do is you turn your psychic aerial,
Yeah.
use your psychic aerial and
Yeah.
point it back. The mediumship has to be present,
Yes.
and it is present within you.
Yeah. Right.
It's there.
Yeah.
You've just got to turn your psychic aerial around
Okay.
and point it not at the person that you're reading to,
Yeah.
but back towards us.
Fine.
But
thank
whilst
you.
keeping your mind,
Yeah.
your brain with the person you're communicating with, otherwise
Right.
you look very rude.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, that's brilliant.
right. So he talks about car number 7.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say that's pretty good
Yeah.
on
it
his
is.
part.
Yes.
Yeah,
It is, and I think now I'm pretty sure the number 7 is actually on that car. That was the number of the car as well.
Well,
I'm
Jenny-
sure it was 7.
well, there you go.
Yeah.
So your brother wants you to know he's absolutely fine.
Brill.
He comes to communicate with me because he is fine, Mr. Paul.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if he had any trouble or any doubts, he wouldn't bother his arse now, would he?
No.
Let's face it.
No.
If life wasn't so good over here, you wouldn't bother coming back to remind you about a nice car journey
No.
or something like that.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, crikey.
I know. So, you see what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to illustrate. And to the people at home, that's what I'm trying to illustrate to you. That mediumship has a purpose. The purpose, like a stinging nettle, like the plant that stings you, just a few feet away from you, is the leaf that you can rub on it to make it feel better. The remedy never grows far from the problem. And so is so with death. When death, as you see it, the shedding of the physical body, which is all it is,
Yeah.
the grief that comes with death, mediumship is just one part of the process of fixing it. Is fixing the sting. We are like the dock leaf when we do this.
Mhm.
And that is the step that people require to move to the next, to move on. And then their mind will ask greater questions, maybe. They may want to go into the dining hall and feast upon all there is to share between our two worlds as best we can, albeit limited.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's Dolly, Mr. Paul?
Dolly.
Yeah.
Dolly.
Your brother's laughing about Dolly.
If he's laughing, I'm pretty sure I know what he's why he's laughing.
He's laughing here, and he's just said, "Say some." I said to give me something else that is a bit. Give me. I just said, give me something that's out of the order, and he said, "Tell him Dolly."
Yeah, it's Dolly mixtures.
Oh, lovely.
Right.
Oh well.
Care to elaborate, Mr. Paul?
Yeah, well, the little sweets.
Right. Like aniseed balls.
Yeah, no, but yes, there's little sweets, but that you buy in packets. Yeah,
In
like
packets.
aniseed balls, you get those in packets.
Oh, all right. Oh, very good. What's the significance of those then?
Well,
Because he just said Dolly,
because
and that's all I heard.
yeah, right. Well, you see, I like them very much, but then I know they're not doing me any good because they're full of sugar.
Oh, right. Okay.
But I do like them.
Well, he's just tapped his stomach and said, "I haven't got one now."
Now that's right. Yeah, you had one
And
when he was here.
but he seems to find it quite amusing to tell you, Dolly.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
I just asked for something out of the ordinary. If he could give me something out of the ordinary.
Yeah. Well, that certainly is.
Yeah. You see, I'm not interested in how he passed.
No, right.
I mean, that is information you might want to pass on. It would make sense why somebody would want you to say to another person, Mr. Paul,
Mhm.
how did he die?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's the wrong question to ask.
Yeah.
I mean, take it from me, I don't like discussing my death.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not pleasant.
Mhm.
And maybe I might want to give indications of it if I was passing. Let's just say any of my family were still on Earth now, which they're not the ones who matter anyway.
Yeah.
Let's just say they were still on Earth today.
Yeah.
I would be communicating back. The last thing I want to do is say, "Here, I got ill,
Yeah.
and I sweated, and the blood was pouring out, and
Yeah.
oh God, it was everywhere."
Yeah.
Now, what good does that do for anybody?
Absolutely
Yeah.
none of
What you
them.
want to do is get something across that's meaningful,
Yes.
that's nice.
Totally agree.
Bearing in
Yeah.
mind that the communication itself is based on one of love and service to the energy that is consciousness,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is the most transmittable, love and nice things, or real grim.
Yeah.
You
quite.
want nice things. You
Yes.
don't want, nobody wants a grim tale.
No. No. I
Yeah.
totally agree.
Anyway, he said about Dolly.
Yeah.
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 Wonderful.
Here, have you got a just strange thing he's showing me? He's making a point of what either looks like a knitted kind of tank top or jumper. Do you own something, an item of his clothing?
Of his clothing.
Yeah. Or
Uh,
I'm looking at an item of clothing and it looks like a knitted.
I wouldn't have anything of his clothing.
Right. Well, I'm trying to understand the significance of this, but he's referring to, it looks like either a knitted tank top or a knitted sweater. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
The type I
yeah,
mean.
yeah.
And he's showing me it on him.
Right.
Hang on, I'll work on that.
Okay.
I'll turn the aerial around, Mr.
Yeah,
Paul.
yeah, do. Yeah. Yeah. But I know absolutely I've got no clothing of his at all.
That's all right then. But to be fair, I was asking that
Yeah.
to try and piece it together. But
Okay.
I mean, he wasn't saying that. That's me trying to interpret it.
Oh, right,
You see the
okay.
difference?
Yeah.
I'm asking you if you do really,
Yeah.
but not because I'm trying to interpret what he's showing me.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
I'm not hearing him as clear and as voicey as I'm currently hearing you.
Okay. Mhm.
But nonetheless, I'm not going to let that go.
No. All right.
What I am going to do just for a moment is I'm going to step out,
Yeah.
and Dr. Fishman wants to step in.
Oh, lovely.
Are you all comfortable?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Good. So I'm going to step out now,
All right. Okay.
and he's going to come in.
Thank you very much.
Fine. Good evening.
Oh, hello, Doctor. Thank you very much for coming.
Shan't be one moment.
Okay.
Like all who speak before me, I must attain control of the boy's mind.
Yeah. Okay.
In doing so, I must push his mind, his thoughts, his consciousness to one side as best I can.
Yeah.
The animal has a strained ligament upon the back leg
Right. Okay.
into the hip.
Yeah.
And the animal also has, as I observe, a trapped nerve inside,
Yes. Yeah.
which is causing him discomfort.
Yeah.
I would advise that you gently massage the area for the animal,
Yeah.
for he holds tension in the lower back,
Yes.
within the hips.
Right.
I'm not a vet, but as his energetic body is no different to read than a human body in my world, I can assure you that is what I can see.
Thank you very much.
We shall, for a moment now, sit in the quiet. You may activate your music box,
Yes.
and I shall invite you to sit in the quiet and put healing thoughts as we work around him.
Thank you very, very much. All right.
If you can imagine a swell of blue in the center of the room,
Yeah.
then this will help.
Thank you.
I shall leave now to conduct this work, but I will allow my colleague Montague to return. No, you shall come for the first time when we have finished.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Yes. He should be fine for a while longer.
Thank you.
My friends, all of you present, good night.
Good-
My dear Cora,
Yes, Doctor.
you must do you must also do a similar practice with your own relatives.
Right.
You should regularly call upon me of an evening, and you should send healing thoughts to your relatives also.
Thank you. Thank you.
We shall do our
Doctor.
best. We must remind you all, my dear friends in this room tonight, that regrettably, no matter how much we do, your human body is of the earth,
Yes.
and it is not infallible,
Yes.
and it will return to the earth regardless.
Yes.
But where we can, we will endeavor to present the natural process of healing where we can. It is no miracle, it is merely nature that few people in your world choose to tap into.
Thank you.
So, my friends, good night.
Good night.
As I always joke when I've been before doctor's orders,
Yes.
good night to you
Thank-
all.
thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
No,
I
no.
shall ask you to commence the healing now.
Thank you.
The next voice you hear will be Montague.
Right. Thank you, Doctor,
Thank
very much.
you very much.
We done?
No,
No.
they've brought you round to join us. The doctor's been here and he's giving healing to Charlie. And if the three of us can visualize a blue light around in the center of the room around him, which is giving healing.
Oh,
And he's told us what his trouble is, but for now we're just
what's wrong with him
giving
then?
healing. Ligament in his back leg,
Yes.
which is affecting his hip. And also we need to massage where there's a trapped nerve, which we know about that.
Do
When
we?
yeah, where that spot on his side, on his back, you know, when he turns his head round and
Oh yeah.
right, we've got to keep massaging that.
Well, that's a trapped nerve,
It's
is
a
it?
trapped nerve.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, he said he's had a look at him and that's what it is.
Oh right, okay. So he's a vet as well.
No, he's not.
He's not a vet, no.
No, he
But
said
that's
he's
what he can see.
yeah.
Wow. So what we doing?
But for now, we'll put the healing round
Yeah.
around him with say this blue light, and then they'll take you back again, and Monty will be coming through to talk to everyone.
Oh, okay. Can you turn that light down? It's bothering me.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
All right. Well, off altogether.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm finding it quite emotional.
Pardon?
I'm finding it quite emotional.
It is.
What is?
With the doctor coming, giving me.
Oh.
friends, you can hear my voice.
Yes,
Hello,
we
Monty,
can
yeah.
hear.
We can.
You can hear my voice talking with you all.
We can.
Yes, thank you.
Good evening to you all. You are well.
Good evening. Yes, thank
Fine,
you.
yes.
Marvellous. Paul, you may now increase your light a little
Yes.
so the room is not disorientating for the
Right.
little one.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay, thank you.
jolly good. We are delighted to make, as always, your acquaintance again as friends, as we all are and have been for a long time. And I see we have the little one in the room.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. All will be well, little one.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. We have administered what healing we can for him. Doctor has done his best. So have the souls who work amongst the doctor on our side of life. So they have done their best by him, as they do for you all, my friends.
Thank you very
As they
much.
do for you all when they come close and when we try to influence and assist you all, you understand.
Yes,
Yes.
thank you.
So, here we are. We meet again in this place of, well, friendship.
Yeah.
Friendship where, for a short time, on a week-by-week basis, like-minded people, but not only like-minded, most importantly, those of a similar frequency to one another, a frequency which attracts,
Yeah.
and a frequency which is compatible for this room where you come together to be as one. I speak also of Sue, and of course anybody else who frequented this room at any time in the years past.
Right. Yeah.
So here we are, we meet again. How is the little one? Is he sitting by the door?
He's by the radiator stretched out.
Yes, which all happens to be by the door, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it is. Yes.
That is
And
fine.
I'm rubbing his hip.
Oh, yes. If only there was somebody who could come and rub my hip, then I would be most delighted, except for the fact my hip is absolutely fine. Although it wasn't when I was in your world, and very few people were around to service my hip.
Right. Yeah.
But nonetheless, here we are, and he will be fine. He will be fine. Life will be what it will be.
Thank you.
But
Mary.
healing has been done. All animals carry tension in their body, as do people.
Mhm.
As do people as well. They carry much frustration and anguish, anger, emotion and hate. The first place you feel emotion, let's face it, given that emotion and all of this is supposed to be a part of your brain, you feel it in your body before you feel it inside the head.
Yes.
It is gut-wrenching. Their stomach was turning. My heart was fluttering.
Mm. Yeah.
My hands were shaking. My knees were knocking. You never hear people say, oh, my head, it was just my head. All emotions, all of these feelings belong over the body. The body is like a shock absorber. It absorbs so much, my friends, and it takes it in, and you feel it over the body. And the more stressed you become, the more the body will feel it. The brain, unfortunately, that just doesn't help to process it very well. So it tends to make matters worse. And of course, how do you tell an animal who is in stress to calm down? You can't. But all you can do is show it love. And as the doctor said, rub in that area very gently on a regular basis. And you are doing about all you can. It is a little massage to hopefully relax the area.
Yeah.
But we have done some healing for him. We all took part on our side as you did in yours.
Thank you.
And I'm sure other souls outside of this room will have done the same.
Thank you to everyone.
And that brings me on to my first point of tonight. Whilst I speak of this, Paul, would you use your device in the manner that you usually
Yeah,
do?
sure. Yes. Yeah.
But it brings me on to my first point, because we have now reached a number of these sittings together in a public manner. And I hope that those of you in this room here today, Cora and Paul,
Yes.
but I speak to Sue as well,
Yes.
I hope that you are finding it quite bearable and not in any way a real issue for you.
Very interesting.
Jolly good, jolly good. Which then brings me to my next point. By the way, I didn't give you a chance to answer that, Paul. You find it fine as well?
I'm fine. Thank you very much, Monty. Yes, I
Yes.
am. Thank you.
Yes. And you have no problems with folks listening in as they have been?
No.
No.
That's
no,
fine.
None at
It
all.
doesn't interfere with your thoughts in the slightest.
No,
No.
no, not
No.
at all.
And that is fine. That is fine. We know the plan, and we know where we plan to go with this. Yes.
Okay. Turn the volume down.
Was that my voice?
It was from, yes, I think I'm looking at last week's.
My word. Is that how I sound?
Yeah.
Was that really my voice, Paul?
I think it was. Yeah. I've turned the volume down.
Oh,
now.
why don't you turn it up
Oh, hang on then. A minute.
a little bit?
Yeah, hang on. I wonder. Oh, it is. No, no, hang on. It was tonight's. I think that the medium was. Yeah, it's gone now. The medium was giving instructions. Oh, here we go. Medium was. Yeah, it's gone now. The medium was giving
And that
instructions.
is my voice.
No, no, this is mine now. Hang on.
That is my voice. My word.
Yeah.
My word.
Yes.
Good evening to you all. Will I hear my voice return again
I
now?
think you will.
Good evening to you all. Will I hear my voice return again now? My word, Paul, you may do what you must do to make that vanish.
Yes. Okay. That's right.
My word, my friends, I should inform you of something rather amusing. I have not heard my voice in that manner before.
Right.
And you should know this, and this will interest you. But whilst I have just been able to hear how I do not hear my own voice when I speak
All
through
right.
this medium.
Okay.
I do not hear it. But I heard that. And I assure you that that is not how I sounded on earth.
Right.
My word. That is quite amusing. I can assure you that that is not the voice I recall having upon earth. I think you could say that the limitations of the boy's vocal apparatus are certainly evident there, my friends. I find that rather amusing. That is not quite how I sounded, but I would say the inflection of my manner is there. But my voice is somewhat different to that, my friends. My voice is considerably deeper than what you're hearing and a little less, how can I describe it? Well, I was going to use the word decrepit.
Uh-huh.
Yes, how interesting. That is the first time I've heard my thoughts through his voice. And yes, I do not sound quite like that in my world, nor in my mind, and nor how I recall my voice sounding on earth.
Right.
But it is rather amusing to hear it. And nonetheless, the words I thought are the words I heard return to me. So therefore I know my words are being transmitted
Yes.
correctly.
Yes.
That is what matters.
Yes.
It's not how I sound that matters one bit. It is
Yeah.
all about the message we give.
Yes.
Yes, I am rather mesmerized by that moment. That is fascinating. Yes.
Fine.
But this leads me to the first
Yes.
point I was going to make,
Yeah.
which is people will no doubt by now wonder what impact they are having upon this circle from afar,
Right. Yeah.
or how the combined energies of everybody is affecting this circle.
Yeah.
And whilst it is a very good question to ask, and whilst the answer is truly that it is wonderful that such energy is being put together at the same time, mostly, but even after the event, those who listen are able to listen again later on. Those people's energy are not wasted. But what is important is not how the combined energy works for this room, but about how the sitting and how your thoughts focusing towards our world helps your spiritual attunement. That is what truly matters, my friends.
Yeah.
Not so much how it affects this room or any individual, but it is all about the individual spiritual attunement in the process of sitting with us that matters. That's not to say that the byproduct will not affect the group and of those souls who sit and listen as a whole, of course. It will. It has to, and it does. But it's about the individual spiritual attunement that we are doing this, to allow others the opportunity to feel a part of a circle, you understand,
Yes.
Yeah.
and to develop themselves, to develop their own spiritual attunement and attainment is what matters.
Yeah.
So that is an important point I would like to make.
Fine. Yeah.
Yes.
We do have some questions. Yes.
I thought there may be one or two.
Yes. Yes.
100.
Right.
I bet there are as
Yes.
well.
The first question, Monty, is from Sarah, and she's saying, I'd love to ask for advice on how to move forward with my mediumship, as I seem to be experiencing a pause, and it does concern me a little.
No. Paul, you can vouch for this.
Yeah.
How many times did the boy in the chair feel his mediumship was draining?
Absolutely. Yes.
And then
Yeah.
it went up and down.
Yes. Yeah.
The problem you all have is you think.
Mm.
I regret to tell you this is somebody who thoroughly encourages thinking, and I'm a great thinker myself.
Yeah.
And thinking is for things to do with your world and ideas and theories. They are to be thought about and to considered. But when it comes to spiritual matters, and by spiritual, I don't mean anything airy-fairy or nonsensical,
No.
but I mean logical, spiritual attunement.
Mm.
Mediumship should make perfect sense. There should be no nonsense involved. It should be understandable and logical to the most simple mind and the most eloquent of minds, the most intelligent of people, and the most, I use the word unintelligent. I don't mean that, but everybody's understanding is in a different position. And mediumship, that is just a fact of life. And mediumship requires no such thinking, my friends.
Mm.
You don't need to think about it.
No.
You shouldn't give it a moment's thought. Mediumship is like a wave upon the ocean. Sometimes it's up, sometimes it is down. The communication between our world is entirely dependent upon conditions that are impossible to predict.
Mm.
In the same manner as your waves on your ocean are utterly and completely impossible to predict, you understand.
Yes.
To worry about one's mediumship is unnecessary. To worry about it is only to create a problem, one more problem, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
It is only to put the brakes, if you like, upon your development, to halt it.
Yeah.
You should embrace the pauses as much as you embrace the peaks.
Mm.
You should embrace the dips as well as the peaks. For any true wave of beauty upon the ocean, you see the ocean as a whole, but it is many, many waves of peaks and dips. Like a mountain range, my friends, there are peaks and valleys all along it,
Mm.
from one side to the other as far as the eye can see. But you do not look at the tips of the mountains and see the valleys in between as a problem. They're all part of life history, the image of the mountain. There are no crests of the wave without the dip in the ocean.
Mm.
And so your mediumship is the same. There is light nights and dark nights in your world. They are vitally important that these cycles happen.
Yeah.
There are life forms upon your world that require the darker nights during their peak growth period.
Mm.
Then the summer comes about, and those who required darker nights are now a little older and able and less vulnerable, and other acts of nature and beauty take a hold.
Mm.
The light nights and the dark nights, the peaks and the dips in the wave, the crests, the peaks and valleys of the mountain range, they are all so important. And so in life, and so with your mediumship, so with your, what you might call your luck.
Yeah.
In life, there are peaks and dips. So with how you feel your life is going, there are peaks and dips, crests of the wave and dips in the ocean, my friends.
Yeah.
You see, all of life is a motion of peaks and dips in that sense.
Mm.
So if your mediumship appears to be waning, embrace it, my friend. It is the quiet, it is the dip before the next peak. All things come in peaks and dips, but I tried to explain this many years ago to this circle.
Yes.
Like the winter is a dip in the eyes of many, but to another species it is merely just starting.
Yeah.
By the time the summer comes, that species has grown, is now wandering around freely, requires no darkness to hide behind, and other life forms that require the sun and the photosynthesis energy that comes through the information that comes through light to stimulate their growth comes. So the dips and the quiet is nothing wrong. To think there is a problem is to overthink, is to create a problem where there is not one. It is organic. Allow it to grow like a flower. A flower's growth and how it opens, it doesn't just burst open usually. It gradually opens. So much is gradual. I hope that helps her.
Thank you.
Do not overthink these dips in your mediumship. To overthink is to put the brake on it altogether.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you for that, Monty. There is another question.
Yes.
Here. This is from Diana, and she is saying, I'm interested in developing and healing.
Yes.
But after sitting in the power for a few years, I'm still not in touch or very aware of my higher self or spirit team. Would that indicate it's not meant to be that I have any medium mystic or healing skills?
No. Once more, you are overthinking the process. Your job is to be a conduit. The idea that you should be aware of us, the idea that you should continually feel in any way that we will be felt by you, that you will feel us, is all well and good. It is a lovely idea, but many of the greatest healers did not feel us.
Yeah.
The healing was transmitted without them knowing.
Uh-huh.
So I question why you would doubt.
Yeah.
I would merely say that to expect us to suddenly be felt is not necessary. You're a conduit in the manner that the medium in the chair is a conduit now.
Mm.
It is merely that you need to allow the energy to flow through you.
Yeah.
There's no reason why you should feel that energy. What one person tells you you should feel, and what another person tells you you should feel, should be ignored.
Yeah.
Expect to feel nothing. Expect and just allow. Expect nothing and just allow, my dear.
Just do it.
Yes.
Mm.
By all means sit. But there is now such desire for people to feel something that if you don't feel it, you feel you've let yourself down or you are not
No.
worthy of some ability.
No.
How long have mediums sat? Many mediums felt very little to nothing.
Yeah.
Yes, I know some do, but it is better to expect to feel nothing. Many great healers of your world did not feel a thing,
Yeah.
but the healing was transmitted nonetheless via them, for they were just a conduit to allow that energy to be passed through.
Mm.
Yes.
Thank you, Monty.
You don't feel the gravity around you. You don't necessarily feel the atmosphere around you. When you are going about day-to-day life, you don't really feel gravity
No.
upon you.
No.
You understand? But you don't question its capability. You understand me?
So interesting.
Yes. You don't feel you outside of your atmosphere.
No.
Outside of the atmosphere of Earth, it's freezing. And the sun it is insanely hot, but you don't feel it. But you don't question its temperature or the temperature outside of your atmosphere, outside of Earth, because you can't feel it. You just know it's there. You know how it works.
Mm.
You know gravity assists you.
Mm.
And you know, therefore, the same with healing. You sit. There is no time scale on it. Your service to consciousness itself. You are being of service. Not because you need to feel it. No, because you merely want to be of service.
Mm.
So you don't need to feel anything.
You just do it.
One medium will tell you, you will feel this or you might feel that. No. Nonsense. In the same way as some mediums who profess to teach will tell you, you should do this and you should do that. Nonsense.
Mm.
You should merely sit. The lady in question uses the term to sit in the power. I would prefer to use the word to be at one with consciousness.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
To be consciousness, observing consciousness itself. For you are conscious. And all energy is conscious. And all life is conscious.
Mm.
For it to exist, it is consciousness. You being conscious, observing consciousness itself, is what I would call it. Consciousness, observing consciousness, being at one with itself, you being at one with yourself. For to be at one with one's own self is to be at one with all that is.
Mm.
To still the mind, to sit, relax and be at one, and allow the energy to move through you.
Yeah.
Regardless of what you want to develop, regardless of what you think you should develop,
Mm.
regardless of what you think you should or should not feel, you put all of it aside, my friends. I speak to everybody when I say this.
Yeah.
You put it all aside and let what is be.
Whatever.
Allow whatever is to express itself
Yeah.
to do so organically.
Mm.
Not because you want it or expect it or somebody has told you what to feel, you see. I know that is a very long answer, and I know that may be somewhat wordy and hard to comprehend in some respects, but it is an honest answer.
Yeah.
And it is all I can give you is my honest answer. I hope it can be accepted as a point of view, not to be obeyed. I don't expect anybody to agree, but it is merely my thoughts on the matter, from my perspective and from where I am, but I do not profess it to be something you obey, but something to consider perhaps.
Yeah.
For you still have in your world the capability to have a natter about these things. Your world calls it to debate.
Mm.
To debate is in recent times has become to merely argue one's own opinion and never agree.
Yeah.
Whereas I prefer to have a natter, Paul.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nicer.
A little natter.
Mm.
And perhaps we can all see it from a different point of view.
And
Yeah.
learn
I
something.
see the lady's point of view.
Mm.
I see where she's coming from. I present her with another possibility.
Mm.
She is totally at liberty to reject it,
Mm.
as is anybody present. I'm not overly concerned. It's just a viewpoint.
Yeah.
No harm, just a viewpoint. Sorry, I am moving on and continuing to ramble a little there.
No, right. We've had an answer to the first question asked from the person. They're saying you thank you very much indeed. It makes perfect sense.
Oh, splendid.
Yeah.
Splendid.
Mm.
Now there's another question here from our friend Debbie in Birmingham. In fact, Monty, I can answer this question myself, but I'll put it to you anyway.
Okay.
Is it important for mediums to know their guides' names and personal info?
Yes, absolutely not.
Yeah, that's yeah.
In many ways, one of the most irritating things that happens is the blind leading the blind. I call this so when I've observed many times so-called mediums in your world. I would use the word probably psychically turned on, maybe not mediumistically turned on, who observe into your world and tell people your guide is this or your guide is that. The first word I would say is you need to reject the word guide.
Yeah.
It is old language, my friends. It is old language that, whilst I understand the sentiment, a guide in my mind is a person who will lead you through the rainforest, perhaps, or through a desert or some jungle, an area with very little sight, and where assistance is needed, would instruct you to step into their footprints so that you never veer from the trail. That, in my mind, is a guide, you understand. Would you all agree? A guide is somebody who would put your feet in my footprint and I will get you through the jungle or through the valley, or that is a guide.
Yeah.
But that is not, truly not what we do. We do not walk ahead of you and say, come along, put your feet in my footprints, and you shall not go wrong. That is not so. We support you, we observe, we will try and help and influence, but walk in our footsteps, no. We are not guides. We are merely a friend. A friend that you, at some level of yourself, know very well.
Yeah.
And at another level, which emanates and displays itself within your world, you don't know us at all. We seem to be someone you don't know, but I assure you at another level, at an outer level where your energy starts to leave the frequency that you see and hear, you know us very well. We are friends that you know better than you think, but in some ways at one level don't know at all. We are not guides, we are friends.
Yeah.
We are your friends, we are your family, we all reside here, my friends.
You're quietly there.
Yes, but we are not guides. You are not putting your feet in our footprints.
No.
We are not to blame for all, by which my point being, of course, that therefore we would be to blame for every error that you make, because you must have been guided by us. And no, we are not guides. And to know our names, no, it is not necessary. And those who tell you your guide is this, your guide is that, I would strongly recommend you don't listen.
Yeah.
For it is a personal experience for you and the souls, the very real living souls who occupy our world, like I do, like the young boy Anthony does, like the doctor who attended earlier, like the souls who currently reside and are right behind me right now, who are giving their combined thoughts so that I may project them along with my thoughts to you. These are not my views. These are a combination of views of many souls in my world who work with me. There are at least a dozen people behind me now. These words that I speak and these opinions I give are combined views of at least 12 people behind me plus myself. They are never one opinion, but I would not get hung up upon who your friends are in our world. It is a personal experience of discovery that you will discover if you are supposed to, and if the person wishes to share their identity. If they feel that their identity being shared will not in any way hinder or damage, slow your development, then they will, if they feel ready, then they may choose to make their identity known. On the other hand, they may not want their identity to be known, for which case you should continue on. For as I said before, it is the spiritual attunement. It is your ability to be consciousness, observing consciousness, communicating with consciousness across the vastness of consciousness. In some respects, when you look at it that way, you could say you're talking to yourself. Yes, I hope that helps.
Thank you. Thanks, Monty, very much.
That is fine.
We've got another if you...
May I just say that
yes.
the short answer to my last question is simply no. Does it matter? Do you need to know the identity? No. But as always, I like to shed a little light upon it.
Yes.
A little sprinkling of my thoughts and others.
Yeah. All right. If you
Continue
like...
on, Paul.
Yeah,
Continue on.
All right. We have one here from Jordan Riley. Now I can say something here. They're saying new here. What questions can we ask here? And I would say ask what you want, and our spirit friends will tell you whether it needs an answer or not.
Yes, not all questions require an answer, my friends. I mean, you are quite capable. I am consciousness. You are consciousness. Poor Corey, dear, you are consciousness.
Yes.
So is the animal down here
Yes.
on the floor. He is consciousness. The box in which the boy sits within is conscious in its own way, to exist, as is the chair upon you.
Yeah.
The world around you is conscious. I am too. So is my world. Consciousness exists all around us. So you are capable of asking a question, of course, but make it a meaningful one.
Right.
That's what I would say.
The question they're asking is, can we ask if we are on the right path within our spiritual journey?
You are always where you are and where you should be. You are always exactly where you are. How would you define the right path? Is the correct path, my friends, one which is all butterflies, perfect, lovely, Lady Luck is shining down upon me and all is going well? There is one path. Another path is a path that is nice and smooth, and off it goes without too much hassle. Not an awful lot holding me back. You could drive a motor car down it. It's very smooth. The other path is somewhat badly kept, but navigable. And then you've got a path which is absolutely overgrown. It's like a bog. It's like driving through some wilderness in Africa or some far-off land, swampy and muddy and full of hazards. Are you on the right path? That is really a question that only the individual can ask and answer for themselves, you understand?
Yeah.
Are you on the right path? That is the question I ask you back. Because quite literally, you are in control of your life. Did you follow the signs? Did you look around you and follow your intuition? If you did, then you are on the right path.
On the right path, yeah.
But you find yourself here today asking that question. So you must be on the right path. Because the path has led you here. And you have asked a question, and I am telling you, from the perspective of myself and the souls behind me who help and speak with me on these matters, you are only ever on the path.
Yeah.
And the path is the path, and that is the path you walk. Do you follow your moral compass? Do you look around you and feel that you follow your intuition? Have you noticed the experiences that life brings towards you? And do you react accordingly to them? Have you learned to trust them, even when they are uncomfortable? That is the question. So, are you on the right path? I ask you that same question, my friend. Do you feel you are on the right path? Do you feel you are taking heed of the signs that consciousness brings towards you and life illuminates, the subtle signs that are there to be felt, the decisions that seem daring, but somehow you feel you want to take the risk, but don't, but should have done, perhaps? Do you feel you're on the right path? That is the question I would ask. I would say you are exactly where you are, and you are only ever where you are. And the mere fact that you've asked me that suggests you are on a path. Does that add any confusion to your life, young man? Yes. I hope that is something, because it's a very difficult one to answer, Paul. And I say this also to you, caller. How does one answer the question, am I on the correct path? Well, it is a very good question. I understand it. But it suggests that you somehow, if I was to say no, you would need to try and find a new path.
Follow you.
And it would suggest that somehow I am in charge of amending your path, and I am not at liberty to do that. You are in total control of the direction of your life. You will create your luck. You will sooner or later be where you need to be, whether you veer by not being aware of the signs of life is bringing to you and the feelings that life is giving you. That I can't answer whether you're feeling and using those navigable tools to the best of your advantage. I can't answer that. But you are on a path, that is for certain. And it is a path of your making in some respects. And in other ways, it is a path of obstacles for you to overcome, using the tools at your discretion. Whether you feel them, sense them, or have been aware of them, they are there. Many other people are aware of those tools, some are not.
Your moral compass
your moral
helps
compass,
too, doesn't it?
Absolutely. There are many compasses within you of feeling and such like that should guide you and help you through. They are truly guides.
Yeah, that's what you told us a long time ago.
Absolutely. Yes. I hope that is somewhat
Thank
yes,
you, Monty.
useful. It's a very complicated question, yet it seems so simple. Yes.
Did you want another one?
Oh, continue on, Paul.
Right,
You have all night, don't you,
Yeah,
Cora?
We're in no hurry. I'm really learning.
Are you comfortable down there?
I am, and I'm learning.
Oh, marvellous.
Right. Now this question is from Ramona. I believe they've asked a question probably last week, but here we go with this one. My sister passed on May the 14th, 2021, and that's the last time I saw her alive.
Yes.
We separated in bad terms.
Yes.
And not exchanged one last word.
Yes.
Till I found out she had passed.
Yes.
Will I, when my time has arrived, find out what made us leave on bad terms? It's bothering me because I don't know if I said or did something wrong. I'm blaming myself for not picking up the phone to connect with her to find out what the problem was. Thank you so much for your kind response, if it's meant to be.
Yes.
Lots of love from the bottom of my heart.
Okay, well, let us first of all discuss the human condition. For the human condition, as I would call it, is a very complex animal. Because, as I mentioned before, the body is a shock absorber of emotions. And the brain is very much a wild animal. By and large, it is untamed. It's like a wild animal. It's like a savage lion. It is reacting all of the time. And whilst you've heard it said so many times in the past, you go through life and you are taught this, taught that. You are taught to be eloquent. You are taught to spell. You are taught to write. You are taught to think in a certain way. You are taught to conduct yourselves in a certain manner. And I understand. It's all part of the human condition and the condition of living as a human in your world. But, of course, I live as a human in my world, where I've resided for a long time, but I have walked your ground. I have walked your world, yes, in different times, I agree. But I have walked your world. And the brain is a wild animal. And very rarely does anybody ever invite you to train your brain, to calm your brain and feel that you are at one and in control of one's brain. Most of the time your brain is firing off and reacting, and as it reacts, so all over your body you will get feelings, emotions, frustrations, this and that. So you are understandable that anything that may have happened that affects you emotionally right now, these things bother you. and then they create more frustration, and then they ultimately result in you blaming someone or yourself or some other person outside of yourself. Ultimately, the brain is forever like a wild animal, firing off in all directions, blaming oneself, reacting, and firing off sensations of feelings all over your body. Your heart is fluttering, your hands are shaking, like I mentioned before. You understand me? So the question is, the feelings that you feel, the regrets that you feel, the frustrations or sadness and blame, they are purely products of the brain. Truly they are. And the emotions that the brain is allowing through its frustration are only go to create more pain. They create more frustrations. However, at the point of death, you leave, like I explained on our previous gathering, you leave the brain behind. You leave the body, the physical body, the bag of bones. You leave that behind. You shed that away. And what you leave with is your mind. Yes, hello, you little one. You're relaxed now. You're feeling better, I know.
He is.
He is feeling much better. But when you shed the body, you leave the bag of bones behind and you travel on with the etherical energy, you understand. You also leave a lot of those emotions behind in a sense of them being physically draining to your physical body. So those feelings that you blame yourself or get frustrated about will not be something that will affect you in the same way when you come to our world. Nor will they be a problem that affects your sister, you understand. From our perspective, she will not have those same problems, you understand. She will merely be more understanding of the situation as a whole. You too can learn to do this, but it takes practice, my dear. One should not blame themselves, for, like I said with the previous inquirer, the road is the road and the path is the path. You understand? So, you should not blame oneself. Will she understand? Yes. Will you understand? Yes. Do you need to wait until you shed the physical body to understand? The answer to that is no. You merely need to lose the reactions, be less reactional to the brain's out of control behavior that it inflicts upon you. Now that is another subject, and that is a practice in itself, but it can be done. So I understand your sadness. I truly do. And your sister would only be more sad to know that you blame yourself. For the rules of our world in which we live is that such frustration is less of a problem, you understand. She will not be carrying the same burden. I hope this somehow helps you. I hope the lady in question may respond to this, Paul.
Okay.
So could you in some form keep an eye out?
Yes, I will. Thank you. There's a question here from Gary Freud.
Yes.
This is interesting. If possible, could you please ask Mr. Montague to describe his environment and how it differs from our 3D space-time? Thank you.
Yes, well, in some respects, it's an interesting question, Paul, because in some respects, it does not differ at all. In some respects, it does not differ at all. For it to differ would require you to see my world through your eyes. But once you shed the human condition, the body, the bag of bones that I have just described, you are no longer seeing through the eyes, but you are seeing more so through the mind, more purely. So my world looks as real as the world I left behind, except somehow it is more vibrant, because I am not limited by the capability, the restrictions of the eye lens, the iris, and all that makes up the eye itself, the cochlea, and the process of light through it, for you, creates limitation. In my world, it does not, because we do not see in the same manner with the physical eye that we left behind. So if you were able to see my world using your eye of your world, our world would look very different, because your eye can only decode my world in the manner in which it's designed to be decoded, using your eye. But once you shed the physical eyes of your world and come to my world, you see it as a very real world. The space around me, I see valleys, I can see grass, I can see trees, I can see houses. They are as real as they are when I was in your world. But they are made of finer and faster elements, if you like. So the true answer is, how would I describe my space compared to your three-dimensional space? Is shed the eyes, and we are no longer talking in terms of three-dimensional, two-dimensional, or whatever you call it. We are now talking of a world with no restrictions. We are now talking of a world with zero restriction. And to how I see my world, as I am well acclimatized to it, it all looks very well to me. I see it in the same way as I would have seen the world in which you now occupy currently. And I can only demonstrate how my world looks to me. The only way that can be demonstrated truly is for when you yourself, take your journey and shed the human body. Then you too will see that the world in which you step into looks as real as the one you've just left, even though your eyes that would have restricted that view are not there. You now see the world through a different manner. I am delighted the energy of this little animal is doing much better.
Yes.
Now I hope that question is answered in what I have just said, Paul. It is the only way I can describe it. To describe my world to you through how I see it is all well and good, but your eyes are programmed to be in your world. So you will never see my world through your eyes, your physical eyes, in the manner in which it truly is, because your eyes can't do that. They are limited. Your eyes don't see a fraction of what there is to see in your own space, so they cannot be designed to perfectly perform the duty of looking into my world. But once I shed my physical eyes, my human eyes, when I left your world, I stepped into a very vibrant world, but it did not look alien to me. The shapes were not wrong. Everything looked as clear as the world I'd just left by all accounts. It was recognizable, understandable. It felt correct. It was fine. I hope in some respects that answers your question. I hope I have answered your question. But that is the only response I can truly give in answer to that. Because your eyes are limited, your human eyes are limited, the eyes of your body. But once you shed them, the limitation is gone. Everything looks perfectly real. My environment is of my making. It is how I like it. It is all in keeping with all I need and require. Yes, I hope that answers the question. Do you think that answers the question, Paul?
I would say yes.
I think so, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully these people may reply.
They have.
some
The
form.
last one from Ramona about her sister is saying, yes, it helped me a lot. Never looked at it like that. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you for those soothing and comfortable
You-
words, Mr. Montague.
that is fine. Mr. Montague,
Yes.
my title as
Yes.
well.
Yeah.
My friends, your world is a world of emotion, and you are so influenced. Everything is geared in your world to affect you emotionally. What has affected people more emotionally than the last 5 years, certainly the last 4, in your world? Hello, little animal. Why don't you sit yourself down? I know you're glowing with health. You're looking very well. Why don't you sit your little self down? There. Yes, you're in a world that is swimming in emotion, and the last 4 or 5 years, what has happened other than people of your world who know how your minds and your bodies work have attacked you emotionally for the last 4 years? Your world has never been so highly charged with emotion. And if many people were truthful, did they react in a manner in which they truly believe they should have done? And many, I believe, the honest answer would be no. Many people in the last 4 years of your world's behavior would be saying, no, I overreacted. I was perhaps cruel to people more than I should have been, etc. Your world is entirely manipulated by emotion. And I understand why you wouldn't have seen the point I'm trying to make, because you live in a world, which is so, everyone is like a bomb, a firecracker, a firework ready to go off. Like gunpowder ready to blow with emotion. And that's because the brain is not tamed within 99% of the population of your world. Instead of learning to not react, people spend too much time on automatically reacting and then regretting.
Yeah.
And then the regret creates a sadness. The sadness becomes uncertainty. The uncertainty becomes frustration. The frustration becomes regret. The regret becomes even deeper. Then you go round and round and you wallow in it.
More problems.
And more problem after problem. You understand me? So I don't think it was an unnecessary question. And I think that answer that I've just given and the previous one, for many people will be felt and welcomed because they will see it from that point of view. Not just as this lady Ramona has described the situation with her sister, but other people will feel it from a different perspective for their own personal situations, you understand. I hope that answers it. Now, Paul,
Yes.
Are there any others?
Yeah, one interesting one here is.
I think we should do one more. Paul,
All right, okay.
Because your little animal is ready to go running around.
I think he is, isn't he?
He's getting restless.
All right.
He's getting
Just-
hot.
I think
He's
this-
done very well.
This is probably a quick one. It's from Arwell Jones, and I think he's talking about people on your side of life, Monty. He's saying, is it hard for them to cross over to our world? And I think what he means is it hard for you, your spirit team, to contact us in our world? I think that's what he's getting at.
Yes, well, if that is the correct way, then yes, the entire process of communication rests upon a knife edge.
Come here.
Anybody who professes to be able to contact our world at will is incorrect. Our world contacts your world and we do our best, but to guarantee any of that communication is perfect, accurate, 100% accurate is impossible, you see, because it is hard to do. It is the process of mind through mind. It is the equivalent of connecting at least 2, perhaps sometimes 3 computers together. Another analogy I could give would be to connect one single bulb to 3 dimming switches. You turn one up a little and it'll go up. You turn one up a little, the other up a little, it will go up a little more. The other one can pull it down again. They're all fighting against one another as you turn the dials, you understand. The bulb would be an example of the medium. The 3 switches would be an example of the people trying to work and commune at the same time to operate that one light with 3 switches influencing it, you understand?
Yeah.
Or 3 computers trying to influence the same game or the same automated object in front of it, or be it a little robotic thing or something like that. It'd be three of everything trying to do it. Yes, it's incredibly complicated. Is it hard to commune? Yes. Is it natural? Yes. Is it an act of nature? Absolutely. Is it easy? No. Does it require time? Yes. And practice? Most certainly. You can answer this yourself, Paul, from our early conversations.
Yeah.
There were none. When I first commenced to commune through this boy,
Yeah.
there were no conversations.
No.
It was merely me continually trying to speak.
Yes.
Yeah.
It took years.
Yes.
And then eventually we were able to try to bring communication from others in our world.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that is like connecting yet another computer or yet another dimmer switch to the same bulb. If the medium is the bulb and each one of us is a dimmer switch or a computer connected to the same robot, perhaps,
Yeah.
it's very hard work. It takes practice,
Does.
time, but it can be done because it is an act of nature, it is natural, and it is part of it, but it rests upon a knife edge at all times. And the mere fact it can be done is the fact as to why it should be done.
Yeah.
But we should never take it for granted. There are times, I'm sure, when my communication has come through incorrect. Not because the boy got it wrong or I got it wrong, but because the conditions between our 2 states of existence were not perfect. Like a river between here and there. Like the traffic flow on a road. You being on one pavement, I being a pedestrian on another. The traffic flow can be such that you can't hear me calling across the road very clearly.
Yeah.
And yet on another occasion, I could almost reach out to you and reach you. It is very comparable in that sense. Do we understand those conditions? No more than we can predict the peak of the crest of the wave or the drop of the ocean. And now that brings me full circle to where I started.
Fine tuning.
We are back to the crest of the wave or the dip in the ocean.
Well, thank you, Monty, very much for.
I hope that answers your question, young man.
Wonderful.
Now I'm aware that this little animal in the room is feeling somewhat better, and we have continued to conduct healing around him, and I have tried to do some healing upon him myself while we've been here.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yes, animals are
They're
funny
wonderful.
little mites, aren't you?
They're wonderful.
They are truly the angels upon earth. I don't
Yeah.
necessarily believe in angels with wings and harps.
No, but
I
they
could
are
honestly,
special.
I couldn't think of anything worse, could you?
No, absolutely.
Could you imagine these little things with wings flying around playing a harp all the time?
Yes, get on your nerves.
Most
wouldn't it?
annoying.
I would, yes. I would certainly spray them if they were doing that. But no, I say that in jest.
Yeah.
I would say that animals are truly the angels of earth.
Yeah.
They are the true angels.
They're special.
You can judge a nation on how it treats its animals.
Mhm.
Yes.
I believe one very clever little chap once said, judge a nation on how it treats its, or society even,
Mhm.
on how it treats its animals.
Yeah.
And I would agree. However, when he said that, I don't think he meant the dog and the cat.
Mm.
Mhm.
I think he extended that to all animal kind.
Right. Mm.
And based on that, I would say that Earth as a whole is not very good at treating its animals well, especially when most of them are in a concentration camp bound for death.
Oh,
Yes.
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 Yeah.
But,
They will learn eventually.
well, people will learn.
Mm.
You all will learn. Life is one great lesson, my friends. One rich tapestry.
Yeah.
My friends, I think I've said all I need to say.
Thank you, Monty, very much.
I
Lovely.
must make you aware that the little animal is lying upon the foot of the medium, which I find rather amusing.
Isn't that
Right.
lovely?
I only say this because I have, and I am aware of sensations of the medium.
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So, my friends, and all of the people listening here and far, I want you to take anything I have said tonight with a pinch of salt. That is what I would like you to do. And to anybody who doesn't understand the phrase taken with a pinch of salt, because I know there are those who live in other parts of the world, I would merely ask you to take my words with caution.
Yeah.
They are not to be obeyed. Why don't you lower your light a little more, Paul,
Yes,
now?
sorry.
Let's
Yes,
get prepared.
Yes.
As I know his mind is coming back.
Oh, right. Okay.
Take my words with caution. Do not obey my words. Do not take them to be gospel truth. Take them as the words of somebody with experience of your world who has passed through it.
Mm.
Take them as the words of not me as an individual, but we as a group of souls who currently are speaking. There are at least a dozen of us here tonight.
Mm.
Our combined thoughts create an answer, but they are not to be obeyed. You must not take them as gospel. They are merely the truth as I see it, as we see it.
Yeah.
Whether they register with you is irrelevant. If they don't, they don't. If some of it does, then I'm delighted. And if it helps you, for truly that is the purpose of mediumship, is to help, to enrich the soul, not to confuse it, not to ramble nonsense and gobbledygook that makes no sense, but everybody sits there looking at me, nodding agreeingly. Oh yes, I understand, when they truly don't.
Mm.
It should speak to you, it should make sense, it should be logical and understandable to everybody.
Mm.
From the most simple thinking of person to the most complex. You should all be able to find your
Something.
place within it.
Yeah.
If you don't, discard it. Put it to the back for a while. Leave it there. Put it in the boot of your car. But continue your onward journey. You never know, the little bit of old rope I've imparted to you may come in handy further down that long road.
Yeah.
My friends, it may even pull you out of a problem. Who knows?
Mm.
So, my friends, I'm going to bid you good night. I'm going to return your medium, the boy, and I shall I shall first of all allow another soul to return, Paul.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Monty.
I bid
very
you
much.
good night. Farewell, Cora.
Night, night, and thank you.
Yes, and Sue, who sits here, we will be doing what we can to help her when she retires to bed.
That's lovely. Thank you.
Yes.
Hmm.
My friends, good night now.
Night, night, Monty.
Be well.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you very much.
Yeah. Mr. Paul,
Yeah.
when you were little, did you and your brother have a matching jumper or something? Did one of your relatives make very similar jumpers for you
Gosh.
when you were little?
Probably. I can't remember. Being that little, I can't remember, Anthony.
Well, when I say little, I don't mean so
Oh.
little you were invisible.
Oh, right.
I mean, you might have been little. Have you got a picture of you and your brother dressed similarly?
Oh, gosh. I don't think so, but I don't like to say. I don't
Well,
think
have a
so.
look, will you? At some point. I'm looking for something he was showing me, like a knitted tank top. Or sweater.
Oh, hang on. Wait a minute. It was a school uniform, which
Oh.
was a type of
Sleeveless top.
Yes, it was.
Oh, right.
Oh, flipping heck!
Are you together in a picture?
Yes, we are.
Because he's telling me to remind you the picture. So you're
Yes.
both together dressed similarly.
Yes, go flipping heck! Yeah.
I tell you what, it's hard work talking to you old people.
We haven't got the memories of you.
I know. You must really struggle, Mr. Paul.
Yeah.
Imagine how I feel. I'm
Yeah.
like 200 million years. No, I'm not really.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm something else. I'm something like, I don't know how old I am. How old am I?
You said. I think you said you were 6 and a bit.
In 1854
All right.
or 5. How old does that make me now? I stopped counting about 200 years ago.
I don't blame you.
I haven't got that many fingers to work it out.
No, use your fingers, Mr. Paul.
Yeah.
Anyway, listen, I've been told it's time to bring this meeting to a close.
Okay.
But that's not my job. Bigfoot will do that.
Yeah.
So,
Bigfoot.
yeah, he really has got sizable feet. Talking of feet, this dog's lying on the edge.
Yes. Yeah.
Is he?
Oh, yeah.
I won't kick him though.
No.
No.
Anthony, that's marvellous about the photo, because we must have been probably about, I don't know, 6 or 7
Yeah,
years old, something like that.
yeah. Well, he's on about that and the car. Don't forget what shit about the car.
Oh,
All of
yeah.
that stuff.
Yeah.
Mm.
I
If
know the-
anybody's listening in from further afield, you'll be able to listen, I believe, listen to this again and you'll hear how amazing I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't mind saying it. I've got a trumpet and I'm going to blow it, Mr. Paul.
Yeah, of course. Why
Yeah.
not? Yes.
Yeah, no one else blows my
No.
trumpet.
No.
No.
Oh, that's lovely, though.
I don't want their spit on my trumpet. No. All right then, listen.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to start bringing back. Do you want to get your music ready,
Yeah.
Mr. Paul?
Okay. Yeah.
I'll bid everybody night night. Keep your chins up.
Yeah. Thank you.
All of them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Anthony.
Night night.
Night,
Night,
night.
night, Anthony.
See you in a bit.
Night, night.
Night, night.
Yeah. For the final time tonight, Flatfoot once more returns to bless you all in the love, the joy, and the light of the Great Spirit, who we all seek to serve. Flatfoot, now for the final time, shall say bye-bye.
Bye-bye,
Bye,
Flatfoot.
And
Thank you very
Flatfoot,
much.
for the final time tonight, as one off, says bye-bye to little animal.
Oh,
Yes, thank you.
thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Oh, you're touching my feet.
Yeah. Mhm.
He's been so good, he has.
Hello, little one. Well, you're a lot happier than you've been.
Yeah, he is.
I
isn't
can
he?
tell even in the dark.
Incredible. Isn't he?
Yes.
I can tell even in the dark that you're in a good way. Shh.
Right, you're back with us.
I am.
Okay, fine.
Just you maybe put the light up a bit for him.
Yeah, will now. It's been on for him.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
There he is.
Yeah.
Lie down. Good boy.
Well, before we go, we'll just send or say to our friends that are listening in from all over wherever you all are. What we do now is just spend a minute or so just sending out healing to whoever and wherever you'd like it to go. We'll just stay quiet for about a minute. Okay. All right, we'll say to our friends, yes, thank you very much for our friends listening in. Thank you for the evening. Hope you've enjoyed yourselves. And just say a reminder that we won't be sitting next week. It's impossible for us to do so. But we look forward to...
Some of us got to work, you know.
Yeah. So we look forward to the next time that we can all meet together. I will just say to our friends, our spirit team, thank you once again for, blimey, what a wonderful night. Thank you very much indeed for everything that you're doing, and we can't thank you enough for all the help that you're giving
Oh,
to the world.
9:40. Did I see 9:48, Paul? I forgot to say when I was coming back. Did I see 9:48? Or am I wrong?
We're probably wrong. It's 10:15.
Oh no, I'm totally wrong.
Right.
It's usually right.
Okay.
Oh, maybe I didn't see anything then.
We'll just say thank you to our spirit team for everything and everything that you're doing. And it sounds very much as though what you've asked us to do is having effect on the world, with the people listening in to and joining the circle and knowing of yourselves. I think it's just wonderful. And thank you very much indeed again for being with us. And we'll look forward to the next time that we meet. We'll send you all our love, of course, and just say thank you once again and night night.
Night, night, everyone.
You got there in the end then.
What?
And I know, Father, I bless you all, and all the little animals. And I'd like to thank all of the children of the earth by one, in alphabetical order. And I'd like to thank the rest of them. You all right, you?
Little one.
He seems all right.
He's fine.
That's a marked improvement. Even his ears and his head's all cocked up, look.
Yeah.
Come on then. Let me pop you down.
That's it.
Let's pop you down. Here's your little legs on.
I've done all his massaging.
Well, he seems very happy.
He's been so good, haven't you, Baba? Are you going to turn that
Yeah, we'll all go down. We'll all head down.
Yeah.
Good boy. Right, turning all these off now. Cheerio, world.